Good morning, children. Welcome to the second session of Chapter 1 Number System. In the previous session, you have discussed about rational numbers, irrational numbers, and real numbers. And you have already learnt the decimal expansion of irrational and irrational numbers. And also converting the decimal form of a rational number into P upon Q form. In this session, you are going to learn about the operations of real numbers. Now, operations on real numbers. The sum or difference of a rational number and an irrational number is always an irrational number. For example, 3 plus root 2. 3 is a rational number and root 2 is an irrational number. Sum of 3 plus root 2, that is an irrational number. Same way difference, 7 minus root 5. 7 is a rational number, root 5 is an irrational number, and the difference is an irrational number. The next property is the product or quotient of a non-zero rational number with an irrational number is irrational. For example, 3 multiplied by root 5. 3 is a rational number. Root 5 is an irrational number. The product 3 root 5 is an irrational number. Same way, root 11 divided by 4. Here root 11 is an irrational number and 4 is a rational number, and root 11 upon 4 is an irrational number. The sum, difference, product or quotient of two irrational numbers may be a rational number or an irrational number. You can make it more clear by some of the examples. Here, root 5 minus root 5, that is the difference between two irrational numbers. That is, you are getting as 0, but 0 is a rational number. Same way, root 3 plus minus root 3, that is the sum of two irrational numbers, you are getting as the sum of these two numbers you are getting as 0. 0 is a rational number. Now here root 5 multiplied by root 5. The product of two irrational numbers you are getting as 5. 5 is a rational number. 3 root 2 divided by root 2. Cancelling the common factors, you are getting the answer as 3. 3 is a rational number. So, when you are doing the sum, difference, product and quotient of two irrational numbers, here you are getting the answer as rational numbers. Moving into other example, that is 2 plus root 7 plus root 7, that is sum of two irrational numbers. Here irrational part means root 7, and since the irrational parts are same, you can add the irrational number 2 root 7 and the next is 1 root 7, that is 3 root 7. So sum of two irrational numbers is an irrational number. Now, moving to the next one, that is 3 root 5 minus root 2. Here, 3 root 5 is an irrational number. Root 2 is an irrational number. The difference between two irrational numbers, since root 5 and root 2 are different irrational number, you have to write the answer as it is 3 root 5 minus root 2. It is an irrational number. So the difference you are getting an irrational number. Now 3 root 2 multiplied by root 5. Product of two irrational numbers. 3 is a whole number. So you write as it is root 2 multiplied by root 5. That is root 10. So 3 root 10 is the product. It is an irrational number. In the case of quotient, 4 root 3 upon 2 root 5. Both are irrational numbers. Now you can cancel the rational part. So you are getting 4 divided by 2, that is 2. Irrational number part is root 3 upon root 5. Since root 3 and root 5 are two different irrational numbers, you have to write as it is. So you are getting the quotient as 2 root 3 upon root 5. It is an irrational number. So it is clear that the sum, difference, product or quotient of two irrational numbers. It may be a rational number or an irrational number. If A, B are real numbers greater than 0, n is a positive integer and b raised to n equal to a, then nth root of a equal to b. The symbol square root is called the radical sign. And nth root of a means it is a raised to 1 upon n. Square root of 5 means 5 raised to 1 upon 2. When you are solving the sum, please keep it in mind. Now we will move to properties of real numbers. In that, first property is root AB equal to root A multiplied by root B. You can understand it by an example. That is, for example, if it is given root 10, that you can write it as root 2 multiplied by 5, that is root 2 multiplied by root 5. Now the second property, that is square root of a upon b equal to root a upon root b. This is also you can make it more clear with an example, that is square root of 2 upon 3 equal to root 2 upon root 3. While solving the sums for cancellation and all, you have to keep the properties in your mind. Now third property is root a plus root b multiplied by root a minus root b, that is root a square minus root b square, that is a minus b. Here you are using the identity a plus b multiplied by a minus b. That is, for example, root 3 plus root 2 multiplied by root 3 minus root 2. You have to simplify this. That is equal to, here root 3 is a and root 2 is b. So it will be a square minus b square. That is root 3 square minus root 2 square. Root 3 square means that is 3 minus root 2 square means that is 2. That is equal to 1. Now the fourth property is a plus root b multiplied by a minus root b, that is a square minus root b square, that is a square minus b. You can do it with an example, that is 2 plus root 3 multiplied by 2 minus root 3, that is equal to 2 square minus root 3 square. The identity a plus b multiplied by a minus b. 2 square is 4 and root 3 square is 3. 4 minus 3, that is 1. Now root a plus root b multiplied by root c plus root d equal to root ac plus root ad plus root bc plus root bd. You can better understand this by doing the sum in the exercise. Moving to the next property, that is root a plus root b whole square, that is same as the identity root a square plus 2 root ab plus root b square. So you will get a plus 2 root ab plus b. You can do an example here. Root 2 plus root 5 whole square, that is equal to a square means root 2 square plus 2 root ab. ab means 2 multiplied by 5 plus b square, that is root 5 whole square. So you will get root 2 square, that is 2 plus 2 root 10 plus root 5 square is 5. That is 5 plus 2. 5 and 2 are rational numbers. So you can add it. 5 plus 2 is 7 plus 2 root 10. So we will move to the exercise. Before moving to the exercise, let us discuss what is meant by rationalization. Rationalization means if the denominator of an expression contains a number under the radical sign, then the process of converting it into an equivalent expression whose denominator is a rational number is called rationalizing the denominator or rationalization. To rationalize the denominator of the form 1 upon root a plus b, we multiply this by root a minus b upon root a minus b, where a and b are integers. So you can make it more clear as if an expression having the denominator as an irrational number or under the radical sign, you have to convert into an equivalent expression with denominator a rational number. You can make it more clear by doing the examples. So take example 1, that is 1 upon root 2. 1 upon root 2. Root 2 is an irrational number. So here what you are doing is you have to multiply and divide by a suitable number to make the denominator a rational number. For that you are multiplying in the numerator and denominator by root 2. 1 multiplied by root 2 is root 2 upon root 2 multiplied by root 2, that is 2. Root 2 upon 2 is equivalent to 1 upon root 2, and here the root 2 upon 2, the denominator is a rational number. So this process is called rationalization, and the number by which you are multiplying here with root 2 upon root 2. It is called the rationalizing factor. You can do one more example, that is 1 upon root 5 minus 2. Now when if the questions are of this form, it is the denominator is having one irrational number and a rational number. You have to just change the sign of the middle term and multiply with the same number. For example, if it is root 5 minus 2, multiply in the numerator and denominator by root 5 plus 2. Please don't forget to put the bracket, otherwise when you are doing the calculation you will make mistake. So that is equal to 1 multiplied by root 5 plus 2, that is root 5 plus 2 upon, now root 5 minus 2 multiplied by root 5 plus 2. So here you can use the identity a square minus b square, that is root 5 whole square minus 2 square, that is equal to root 5 plus 2 upon root 5 square is 5 minus 2 square is 4, that is root 5 plus 2 upon 5 minus 4 is 1. Now the denominator is a rational number. you want to write, you can write it as 5 plus 2. So 1 upon root 5 minus 2 we have rationalized, and you are getting an equivalent expression, that is root 5 plus 2. Exercise 1.5, question number 1. Classify the following numbers as rational or irrational. In that, question number 1, 2 minus root 5. That is the difference between a rational number and an irrational number. We have already discussed it is always irrational. So 2 minus root 5 is an irrational number. Question number 2, 3 plus root 23 minus root 23. First you have to remove the bracket. So you are getting 3 plus root 23 minus root 23. Plus root 23 and minus root 23 are getting cancelled, and you are getting it as 3. 3 is a rational number. Now question number 3, 2 root 7 upon 7 root 7. By cancelling the common factor, that is root 7, in the numerator and denominator, you are getting it as 2 upon 7. 2 upon 7 is a rational number. Now moving to question number 4, 1 upon root 2. The quotient of a rational number and an irrational number is always an irrational number. So 1 upon root 2 is an irrational number. Moving to question number 5, 2 pi. The product pi is an irrational number. The product of a rational number and an irrational number is always an irrational number. Therefore, 2 pi is an irrational number. Question number 2. Simplify each of the following expressions. In that, question number 1, 3 plus root 3 multiplied by 2 plus root 2. That is, first you have to remove the bracket. For that, this is equal to 3 multiplied by 2 plus root 2 plus root 3 multiplied by 2 plus root 2. Now multiply each term in the bracket by 3. So you are getting 3 2s are 6 plus 3 multiplied by root 2. 3 is a rational number and root 2 is irrational. So you have to write it as 3 root 2 plus root 3 multiplied by 2. Here also root 3 is an irrational number and 2 is a rational number. When you are finding the product, always write the rational number first. So it becomes 2 root 3 plus root 3 multiplied by root 2. Both are irrational numbers. That is equal to 6 plus 3 root 2 plus 2 root 3 plus root 3 multiplied by root 2. By using the property, you can write it as root 3 multiplied by 2, that is root 6. Now, if the irrational parts in the terms are same, you can add the rational part. Here, 3 root 2 plus 2 root 3. Irrational numbers, that is root 2 and root 3, that are different. So, you write the answer as it is. Now, question number 2, that is 3 plus root 3 multiplied by 3 minus root 3. Here you are using the identity a plus b multiplied by a minus b. Here a is 3 and b is root 3. So a plus b multiplied by a minus b equal to a square, that is 3 square minus b square, that is root 3 square. 3 square is 9 minus root 3 square is 3. That is equal to Now question number 3, root 5 plus root 2 whole square. This is of the form a plus b whole square. So the first term is a square. Here a means root 5 square plus 2ab, that is 2 multiplied by a is root 5 multiplied by b is root 2 plus b square, that is root 2 square, that is equal to root 5 square is 5 plus 2 multiply the irrational parts, that is root 5 multiplied by root 2, that is 5 2s are 10, so that is root 10 plus root 2 square, that is 2, that is equal to 5 plus 2, that is 7 plus 2 root 10. Now please listen, whenever you are having a rational number and you are adding to a rational number with an irrational, you are not supposed to add 7 plus 2, that is 9 root 10, because 2 root 10 is an irrational number and 7 is a rational number. So the answer is 7 plus 2 root 10. Question number 5. Rationalize the denominators of the following. In that, question number 1, 1 upon root 7. Here, denominator is an irrational number. So you have to convert this expression into an equivalent expression with the denominator a rational number. For that, first you have to write the given expression, that is 1 upon root 7. Now you have to multiply in the numerator and denominator by the same number, that is, since the denominator is root 7, you have to multiply the numerator and denominator by root 7. That is, 1 multiplied by root 7 is root 7 upon root 7 multiplied by root 7, that is 7. So root 7 upon 7 having the denominator as a rational number, which is equivalent to 1 upon root 7. Now question number 2, that is 1 upon root 7 minus root 6. So the given expression having irrational number in the denominator. For rationalizing this number, you have to multiply in the numerator and denominator by the same numbers, only the middle sign is changing. That is root 7 plus root 6 and denominator also by root 7 plus root 6. Now the numerator becomes root 7 plus root 6 upon numerator is of the form a minus b multiplied by a plus b, that is a square, that is root 7 square minus b square, that is root 6 square, that is equal to root 7 plus root 6 upon root 7 square is 7 minus root 6 square is 6, that is equal to root 7 plus root 6 upon 7 minus 6 is 1. This you can write it as root 7 plus root 6. The denominator is 1. 1 is a rational number. Now moving to question number 3. It is 1 upon root 7 minus 2. That is, you have to rationalize the denominator. For that, 1 upon root 7 minus 2, you have to multiply in the numerator and denominator by the same number, that is root 7, only middle sign that you have to change, root 7 plus 2 and denominator also by root 7 plus 2, that is equal to root 7 plus 2 multiplied by 1, that is root 7 plus 2 upon, this is of the form a minus b multiplied by a plus b, that is root 7 square minus 2 square. That is equal to root 7 plus 2 upon root 7 square is 7 and 2 square is 4. That is equal to root 7 plus 2 upon 7 minus 4 is 3. Therefore, the answer is root 7 plus 2 upon 3. So, this expression is equivalent to 1 upon root 7 minus 2. Let a be a real number greater than 0. M and n are integers such that m and n have no common factors other than 1 and n greater than 0. Then a raised to m upon n equal to nth root of a whole raised to m, that is equal to nth root of a raised to m. You can make it more clear this property with an example. For example, if you are having x raised to 2 upon 3, that is equal to cube root. When it is cube root, you have to write 3 in the arms of the radical sign. Cube root of x whole square, that is cube root of x square. Now, one more thing you have to keep in mind. For example, if it is of square root of x, we are not generally writing 2 here. No number means it is square root. This means x is having the power 1 upon 2. Now we will move to the properties, that is laws of exponents. If a real number a greater than 0, m and n are rational numbers, then a raised to m multiplied by a raised to n equal to a raised to m plus n. Here a means the base of the two terms are same and you are finding the product, then you can write it as a raised to m plus n. You can make it more clear with an example, that is 2 raised to 1 upon 2 multiply by 2 raised to 1 upon 3, that is equal to, since you are finding the product and base are same, you can write it as 2 raised to 1 by 2 plus 1 by 3. That is equal to 2 raised to, since the denominators are different, you have to take the LCM, that is 3 plus 2 upon 6, that is equal to 2 raised to 5 upon 6. The next property is a raised to m whole raised to n equal to a raised to mn. That also make it clear with an example, that is x raised to 3 whole square equal to x raised to 3 multiplied by 2, that is x raised to 6. The next property, a raised to m upon a raised to n equal to a raised to m minus n, where m greater than n. That means base are same, you are doing the division, then you can make it more clear with an example, that is 2 raised to 5 upon 2 raised to 3 equal to 2 raised to 5 minus 3, that is equal to 2 raised to 5 minus 3 is 2. You can write it as 4 or write as it is. Now fourth property, that is a raised to m multiplied by b raised to m equal to ab whole raised to m. In this case, don't forget to put the bracket. That is, you can write with an example, that is 5 raised to 3 multiplied by 2 raised to 3 equal to 5 multiplied by 2 whole raised to 3, that is 10 raised to 3. So using this properties, you have to do the next exercise. Exercise 1.6, question number 1. Find in that question 1, that is 64 raised to 1 upon 2. That means first the power is 1 upon 2. So you have to check whether the given base, that is 64, can you write as a power of 2. 64 is a perfect square number, that is 8 square. So 64 you can write it as 8 square whole raised to 1 upon 2. That is using the laws of exponents. 8 raised to 2 multiply by 1 upon 2. These 2 are getting cancelled. So you are having 8 raised to 1, that is equal to 8. So the answer is 8. Now question number 2, it is 125 raised to 1 upon 3. That is, first you have to check whether 125, the base, can be written as a cube of any number. So clearly 125 is 5 cube whole raised to 1 by 3. By using laws of exponents, you will have 5 raised to 3 multiply by 1 upon 3. 3 and 3 getting cancelled. So you are getting 5 raised to 1, that is 5. Now question number 2, find 9 raised to 3 upon 2. So the same way you can do it. 9 can be written as a perfect square, that is 3 square whole raised to 3 upon 2. By using laws of exponents, you can write it as 3 square multiply by 3 upon 2. 2 and 2 getting cancelled, that is 3 cube, that is equal to 27. Question number 4. 125 raised to minus 1 upon 3. That is 125 is a perfect cube number. So you can write it as 5 cube whole raised to minus 1 upon 3. That is equal to 5 cube multiply by minus 1 upon 3. 3 and 3 getting cancelled, remaining is minus 1, that is 5 raised to minus 1. When the power is minus, you can write it as 1 upon 5 raised to 1, that is 1 upon 5. So using laws of exponents, you can simplify the questions. Question number 3, simplify. In that question number 1, 2 raised to 2 upon 3 multiply by 2 raised to 1 upon 5. Here the base are same and the powers are different and you are doing the multiplication. So you can add the powers, that is 2 raised to 2 upon 3 plus 1 upon 5. That is equal to 2 raised to, since the powers are having different denominator, you have to take the LCM, that is 5 multiplied by 2 plus 3 multiplied by 1 upon 5 3s are 15. That is 2 raised to 10 plus 3 upon 15, that is equal to 2 raised to 13 upon 15. When the powers are in its fractional form or bigger numbers, you write the answer as it is. Now question number 2, 1 upon 3 cube whole raised to 7. This you can write it as 1 raised to 7 upon 3 cube whole raised to 7. That you can write it as 1 raised to 7 is 1 upon 3 raised to 3 multiplied by 7. Here you are using the laws of exponents. X raised to m whole raised to n is x raised to mn. That is 1 upon 3 raised to 21, that you can write it as 3 raised to minus 21. Now, question number 3, 11 raised to 1 upon 2 and upon 11 raised to 1 by 4. Here, the base are same, powers are different and you are doing the division. So, you have to subtract the powers. That is 11 raised to 1 by 2 minus 1 upon 4. 4 is the LCM. So, you can write it as 11 raised to 2 minus 1 upon 4, that is 11 raised to 1 upon 4. Now question number 4, 7 raised to 1 upon 2, 8 raised to 1 upon 2. Here the base are different, powers are same. That is a raised to m multiplied by b raised to m, that is ab whole raised to m. Same property you have to use here. 7 multiplied by 8 whole raised to 1 upon 2, that is 7 8s are 56 raised to 1 upon 2. So using the laws of exponents, you can simplify the questions. Moving to homework, the questions that we have discussed, that you have to write it in your notebook, and the questions that are given here from exercise 1.5 and 1.6, that you have to write it as homework in your notebook. Thank you.